So it was very cool to get a visit from Sydney, Noah, and Graham, better known as Echosmith. And the theme of their new album and the topics of the new songs are very deep. So we went into detail about those, plus their tour just came to an end. So I wanted to get into the decompression stage and how important it is to spend some time apart, which is tricky for them since they are a family band. This is Echosmith, Offstage. You fixing your hair? Does everybody feel camera ready?
I feel very ready. I got to get ready at home today.
Yes, me too.
That has to be nice, right?
Oh, yeah. It was nice. My own shower.
And wait, where do you live again? You live like Sherman Oaks?
Pasadena.
Oh, Pasadena. That's right.
We used to live like basically right around here, though. In
Toluca. Yeah.
I miss it, though. I love Toluca. I went to Priscilla's, though.
That place is very cool, but there's like, where do you park to go to Priscilla's?
Oh, yeah. Well, they finally opened up some spots, actually, at the theater next door.
Really?
Whatever it's called.
The Gary Marshall Theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have some spots during the day, actually.
Because
they
that's
realized it was an issue.
That's the hard part, because instinctively I want to park at the Starbucks across the street, but walk around Starbucks and go to Priscilla's.
Like, sorry, Starbucks. Hey, I love Starbucks, too. When I'm
Yeah?
on tour, what's funny is that's my, taste of home.
Yeah, what do you get?
Okay, so here at Priscilla's, I got this is their blueberry iced coffee with vanilla, vanilla powder.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
So no, it's
really
so
good.
good.
Is it?
But I mean, when we're on tour, I went to Starbucks probably 20 times because that's my little taste of home. You know,
sure.
it's very familiar. It smells the same way.
It's
everywhere
consistent everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, yeah.
Right.
So that and Target, Starbucks and Target are my things of I feel like I'm home, I'm comfortable, and I don't know if that's a cool thing or a sad thing. I don't know, but I like it. I don't know.
That's cool. What do you drink then at Starbucks?
Sometimes I get a vanilla latte.
Yeah.
Cappuccino.
What kind of milk? Because that's an important thing around LA.
Regular milk.
Really? You're the only one in
classic.
LA.
Wow.
Which is good though, because when you go across the country, not everywhere has your almond or oat or whatever milk that LA
Kale
people
milk
like.
or whatever else
Kale
crap
milk,
we
I
have
will
here.
not.
Horse milk.
Next is cauliflower milk.
Real.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I mean, they make milk.
Do they?
Well, I mean, they have
Yeah,
babies.
all
I
mammals
guess.
do.
That's
True.
Mammary glands.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That would be very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone drinks horse milk.
Goat milk is a thing.
Goat
Right.
milk, sheep
Yeah.
milk.
But you stick with the Old Faithful.
He's gonna
Okay.
go to Starbucks. I'd like cappuccino with goat milk, please.
So what's that like getting ready at home then? I mean, just a short drive. Do you drive yourself to the show? And
Actually, we all drove together here. We all met up at our house, and Noah brought his car and stuff. So we all carpooled. We're saving gas in the environment.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll be. I guess we're just going to the venue from here.
Yeah.
But my dad drove his car, so we'll be in that car, which is nice. Nicer than just a random person's Uber that you never know what it's gonna smell like.
Right.
Or, things like that. Or there's tons of cat hair everywhere.
Totally.
We experienced that a lot this past tour.
Go on. And
Lots of one Uber was so smelly that I literally I couldn't help but gag. I was trying to hide my face because it came out. I don't know. I was literally gagging. It was so nasty.
Was it like
and there was
sweat
dog hair
smell, or-
everywhere. I can't even put a finger on the smell. It was like a
That's
mix
a
of
terrifying
BO
time.
with animal/poop kind of.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, oh, I can't believe I'm paying for this experience right now. But what's so sad about it is by the end of the ride, I couldn't smell it anymore.
Yeah.
And that just tells you go
blind.
nose blind. Yeah, it's like a Febreze commercial.
killed all your nerves in your nose.
Oh yeah, and I haven't been able to smell since. So
What are you taking? Uber Pool or something?
no,
Shouldn't you be doing
it
Uber
was like
Black?
a normal,
Yeah?
whatever. I don't know. It was
that
like a super
bougie.
quick ride. It was like 5 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get an Uber X. I don't have to be fancy for 5 minutes, And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, never again.
I was like, maybe I should let him know in a nice way, just because someone else is gonna be mean.
Do you give
Then
him
I
stars?
chickened out. I gave him 5 stars still, and I didn't say anything. I just felt too guilty.
How are you as a passenger though? How's your Uber rating? Do you ever look at that?
Do you
I
know
don't know.
what
I
it
should
is?
check. Do you know yours is? Give my.
Where's
let me check
yours?
my phone.
Because did you even know you can do that?
No.
I did know
I didn't
that.
even know that.
Graham, get your phone out. Because
Yeah.
Graham takes
Oh.
Uber the most
Who's
out of
got
all
the
of us.
worst Uber
I think I'm
rating?
a 4 point. Yeah, I'm a 4.8.
Okay.
Are you?
That's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
I only have Lyft, so let's see.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Do
if
you
to
get
show
rated on
you.
Hey,
Oh,
Wait, how do you look
view
at your own?
profile.
Oh my gosh, excuse me. I
No.
have 4.96,
Wow.
So who knocked you down a star? And I wonder why. Huh?
a 0.04 star.
That's got to be like 1 or 2
I
stars,
need to
right?
get that app.
Yeah, somebody. I wish you were able to look at reviews of yourself. Actually, I don't know if I do want to know. No.
No.
I mean, the thing is I'm not. I think I'm a good passenger.
Apparently
I
you're
talk a
you're
little
all
bit, but
right.
I don't talk that much.
You're not perfect.
I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty dang close.
Yeah.
Well, here you are. You're in town. You got a lot
Love
of
it.
family
Oh,
at
yeah.
least that can pick you up and take you places.
Amen. They give me
Yes.
5 stars.
Hey,
You know.
who's Harry, by the way? Is that
Harry?
Grandpa?
Oh, that's my
Yeah.
grandpa. Why?
Because he liked to, I tweeted you guys last night. You guys didn't respond, but Harry did.
Oh, I didn't see it.
But
My
yeah,
grandpa
I was
responded.
like,
No
wait,
way.
same last name, Harry. Who's Harry? And he's like this proud grandpa who's like
Yes.
retweeting everything of your
Oh,
guys.
he's the best.
Yes.
I always get notifications from him that he's just liking random
Yeah.
tweets.
Oh,
Oh, my
that's
gosh,
what he does on
cool.
I
Twitter.
can't believe I have no service. I can't believe I didn't see it, but my grandpa did.
Well-
that shows he's way more current than I am.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
it's
gosh,
a family
that's
affair.
Really funny. I'll
Very
tell
neat.
him you said hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please-
He'll
well, we're
be
buddies
honored.
now. We're following each other. We're
He's
buddies.
so cute. I love him
Yeah.
so much. I'm going to see him this weekend. I'm going to go visit him. He's
That's
a doll.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with these two now? Because how are you handling hanging out with the two old married people?
Are we boring yet?
Sometimes they're kind of boring, but I like them.
I'm the most exciting person you know.
I like them.
But Sydney's what?
Cindy and her husband,
Go on.
I prefer
oh!
I prefer. Oh
to hang
my
out with them
gosh.
sometimes.
Wow.
All the times I've had
Jimmy.
him sleep over at my house, I make him meals. He wakes up and he's like, "What are we having for breakfast?" And I make you freaking eggs Benedict and stuff. And this is what
It's
I get.
not about things, Noah. It's
Yeah.
about relationship.
True.
Graham.
And
It's about
the
things.
heart. Graham does love things.
You know
I mean,
what's
I do
interesting
too.
about that is I didn't even ask Graham that question. He voluntarily chose a
Yeah,
favorite.
he
Now I'm
was
gonna
ready.
go home and cry.
He was ready.
I
He had
just
that
feel
cute little face. He was
depressed.
just, oh, that's so cute.
Ugh.
I love being a favorite
I
for
don't- but
today.
what's-
Tomorrow could be different.
Well, what's this like, though? I mean, it's obviously a different dynamic for you because Noah was married first,
Yeah.
and then Sid right behind, and then now, is it weird?
Yeah, it feels kind of weird. Like they're always getting dinner. They're always eating
Oh.
dinner.
Oh,
going
so
on
now I know
dates.
what
But
I've
on
done.
dates.
So you're like the fifth wheel in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Aw, I hear you. Okay, it's okay.
It's terrible.
It's okay. We're always gonna.
We get plenty of time alone with each other. That's for sure.
Terrible
We do hang out
siblings.
together too.
Is that in your
future?
future too? Do you see marriage with them and say, you know what, I do want that one
Yeah, I
day?
want to get married one
Yeah.
day
Okay, cool.
and find love.
Aw.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever
I want you to
heard.
find love too.
You're too young for that.
At his
though, right
wedding,
now.
I'm gonna cry.
How old are you now? You're.
I'm 21.
Are you? No
Crazy?
kidding.
Yes.
I know. He just turned 21.
You were just like 13 last time you were here. I
Yeah,
swear.
basically.
It's pretty crazy.
I
Dang.
know. He's so
Time,
old now.
man.
So eventually, he'll get married too. But you know,
Yeah.
not everyone has to get married at like 21 like we did. you
Yeah.
know? And Jamie our oldest brother got married at that same age too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's no pressure to get married super young. It just worked out that way for us.
That's them saying, "Hey, it's not all cracked up to be. Take your
Hey,
time."
but honestly, I recommend it. I
Yeah?
recommend
It's
it.
pretty
You should
dope.
try it. Get married. Don't just like try it. You
Of
know?
course. No.
Like go for it if you're gonna go for it.
So today's the last show, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What happens after this? After this show, do you guys still communicate a lot?
I think we'll spend probably like a week
Yeah.
of like not talking a ton. Sydney's gonna go
I
to
don't
Arizona.
I
And we
am
always
gonna-
end up texting a
Okay,
bajillion
our
times.
group message, the Echosmith
Yeah.
group message, is going off at all times. We also have a group message for the actual tour, so everyone on our crew. So that one will die, I'm sure. I mean, not to be sorry, that's
We're gonna
not so
kill
morbid.
it.
No, it'll just be not in use, out of order. And the Echosmith group message where it's us and then our dad who manages us, and our mom is on there too because she's the only one who doesn't delete text messages.
Yes.
Do you three have one alone away from the management and the crew and stuff?
We
Not that
do.
we use.
We've used it
Okay.
a couple times, but at this point, it just is like better to have everyone in the know of everything, whether it's this is what I'm wearing today. And then there's, of course, messages that are just, hi. What
We
do you
get
guys-
those.
I mean, everyone like texts each other a lot. It's pretty.
I guarantee you in like
funny.
3 days when
Yeah.
the tour's done,
My-
we're gonna get like highs from my dad, Sydney, Graham.
So you're just saying you don't
Me
like
and
saying
Mom
hi,
won't.
basically.
You can say hi. I'm just not gonna instigate it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
doing
he
my own
thinks it's too
thing. I
cool.
got friends. I got food to
Hey,
eat.
I have friends. You know what?
things to drink.
I have friends. You know, my guest list is popping tonight.
Yeah.
Is it?
You don't even know. I
yeah,
have
but you
my
cheated though
mother-
because you went on
No.
the Instagram and asked for people to send in their names.
That's why. You know, because I
Yeah.
have so many friends. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give 2 spots to a fan.
Yeah.
Because I was also like, well, I don't have enough friends. So I'm giving 2 to a fan. You know, I'm just trying to fill up something because these 2 are so social. I can't keep up. I have my mother-in-law coming, which is cool. You know, I'm going to count her as a friend, right?
She
I have
counts.
my friend who's a senior, and she's super cute, and she's coming.
We share her though. She's my friend.
No,
too.
she's my friend.
How is she? I knew her
Her
first.
name's Gail. She's
My wife
the
literally
cutest
introduced
lady
you
in the
to
world.
her. Yeah, please.
My
Museum.
friend, and she's on my guest list, so I just have to get her a place to sit, she said.
Now, you mentioned about what I'm going to wear and stuff like that. Do you guys actually communicate that before you go on stage?
We do.
We do.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you probably have to with Noah because he's always wearing like piggy shirts and kind of random.
Yeah.
You have to coordinate it. No,
You got on the table like a creep, but you've got this like onesie kind of.
Jumpsuit. Yeah, we're both doing the jumpsuit. Graham is not wearing his right now.
Because someone
We
read
did
it
jumpsuit.
incorrectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Mom
did a
didn't read the
jumpsuit
text,
thing for this tour. So we have a bunch of colors that we'll coordinate together. I'll be like, I'm wearing pink. Okay, they're going to wear blue. Or I'll wear my black and they'll wear, I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, do whatever. I'm wearing black. It'll match.
Yeah.
It'll work.
And you've obviously got to wear stuff that is not as restricting.
Yeah. Now I'm wearing a jacket and then I take it off.
Yeah.
In the half of it.
I feel like I see it taken off like one song in it.
Yeah, it's always at like the encore. He's like, jacket off.
And then he's got the Tommy Lee tank top going.
That
Yeah,
would be a
just the
look.
You can see all your tattoos up and down.
Yeah,
Oh, my visible tattoos.
Very visible.
Oh, the sleep
They're glow in the
tattoos.
dark.
So, with the fact that it is a family dynamic and it comes to the end of the tour, is there a decompression stage? Is there excuse me if this is too weird of a personal question,
No,
but do
go
you
for
go
it.
into like a room and sit with somebody and just kind of just let some things out that like a therapy session, almost
Yeah,
like a way to decompress?
That's a good question. Yeah, I go to therapy anyways. So
Sure.
I haven't seen my therapist in a month, I guess. So yeah, I'll see her at some point and, just continue. I'm just on this journey of continually working on myself and just getting to know myself a little better. Cause I'm 22, turning 23, which is not old by any means, but we've had a lot of crazy experiences, amazing, crazy highs, and then some interesting lows as well. So it's just kind of something that I like to do to just, help me work through things and, process things correctly because we didn't go to college and we didn't do these like very normal things, which is an interesting way to grow up, which makes you grow up faster. But at the same time, there's other things you haven't learned yet that people learn because they went away to college or whatever. So yes.
And that
to
word
answer your
normal
question.
is a little dangerous, isn't it?
It is dangerous and it's very subjective, of course.
Right.
Normal to someone. I mean, to me, normal is, oh yeah, being on tour, I'm gone and you can't see friends or whatever for a whole month. And then you get home and, what do I do now? But that's a normal thing, but not to, I saw people coming out of school yesterday on our day off and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot people go to school. Like that's so normal.
And go
I
to the
passed by my
mall
old
and-
high school. Yeah. And I don't know, but we do plenty of normal things. Like I said, I mean, I love
Sure.
going to Target on off days and stuff like that. So I think we'll have a good decompressing kind of time. And I'll, we'll at least take like a week off from doing work stuff, quote unquote, so.
And are you
it'll be
guys
nice.
open and comfortable enough to actually say, hey, maybe on the next tour you don't do this as much or do that as much too?
We talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Very
good to
honest.
like communicate openly and be like, hey, and usually it's not as much about like, Sydney, don't do this or Graham, don't do that, even though we say that kind of stuff. I mean, we're family. We've been saying that our entire lives. But a lot of it's like, how can we kind of create a space where like we as individuals and we as like just us, the band or the family, siblings can kind of like be apart from everyone else too.
Yeah.
Because when you're on the road, it's not just you. It's like you, the band with crew and management and openers and all that kind of stuff. And you need to kind of
Lots of people.
have segregated time from that. You
Otherwise, you just eventually you become that common tale of a band who someone just finally says enough is enough.
Yeah, you need to build boundaries and just, some time to just maybe have time alone or with friends or whatever and make time for that kind of stuff because that's not naturally in your schedule. It's a very crazy schedule for us. So being like, oh yeah, I have a friend that's in town, in Dallas or whatever, and I'm actually going to go and spend time with just her or whatever and actually fill up in that way because you need that stuff too. You can't just work all the time. Noah and I spent a day last week where we're like, we've been socializing too much. Let's just go watch Netflix, just in silence and go get, dinner and just hang out just as brother and sister so that we can just be
that's cute.
chill. And we all do that with each other a lot, which is nice because then for me, I'm like, okay, that felt kind of like a version of alone time. So you're not like on to be all social and stuff.
Right. And I would imagine for you and for Noah both, because you've got this commitment to the band, but also this commitment to marriages. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's really heavy. I mean, I don't want this to sound condescending, but I'm so friggin' proud of you guys for being able to do this. And I feel
No,
like
that's so sweet.
now as far as ending a tour, how's your hearing? Is that
What was that? Sorry, what? I
Say that
think
one more time.
we use in-ear monitors, which, like, if you use them correctly, you can protect your hearing a little better. So I feel like it's probably okay. Although we should probably all see like an ENT and like get our ears tested.
Yeah, I mean,
But
in some ways it
apparently-
feels like it's.
You have to get your in-ears replaced
Why?
Every couple years. Every 6 years.
Yeah.
We haven't hit that yet, so
Oh, interesting.
we're fine.
Good to know.
Like your ears change.
Oh, okay, because
Wow.
maybe, it needs different protection.
Because they're molded to the shape of your ears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, they're expensive little headphones.
They are.
But they're worth it. They save, they make my voice less tired because I don't have to push in order to hear myself. It's already as much as I want is there.
Sure.
So that is really nice. But I don't know how our...
Do you ever hear like when it's like dead silent, like at night? Do you ever hear those weird little pitches, those little high?
I thankfully
pitches?
don't. Oh, that terrifies me, but I don't.
I do hear it a little bit myself.
You do?
And I wear
Really?
earbuds when I'm on the air.
Yeah.
I think
I
eventually
don't think
we
so.
will.
I mean, sometimes I'll hear like, I don't know, not a ringing, but sort of. A little
Eventually,
bit.
I think every once in a while, but I think there are people that have that every night.
There's a name for it. I can't think of the
tinnitus,
name.
right? Tinnitus, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
really, you hear really high, then mid high.
Weird.
But it has to
I
be
have a lot of
completely
problems,
quiet.
but I don't have that problem.
Yeah, hasn't hit yet.
I'm not trying to put that out there.
Like, my
right.
stomach hurts, but I don't hear ringing. No, I'm just kidding.
Good.
Sick in every other way.
Is this really the second album, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
I
How
know.
is that possible?
I know. Well, okay, so we had the longest EP of all time come
Yeah.
out in between, which was 7 songs.
And
then we also put
singles,
out
yeah.
singles in between and collaborations. So we've had a lot of music come out considering the fact that we've only had technically 2 albums full length. But yeah, and we also did like an acoustic version of the first album in an EP form and added a song on there. So there's been a lot of music.
Sure. And it's also kind of the way of the business anyway, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like,
Kinda need to.
we got this song done, pop it out before
Yes,
we wait for
which-
an entire album.
I like doing to an extent, but not too much because I think it's a dangerous game if you're just thinking, oh no, I have to get something out.
Yeah.
And if you feel that way, you probably will end up putting out things that you're maybe not so passionate about.
Just
or
to get it out there.
love. Yeah, and I don't want to get to that place. And we love the art of an album. So I think we'll be doing albums forever. But, EPs in between is fine. But I don't want to be that person who's just like, it's only singles because I love an album, a story.
And because it becomes a theme, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And there is kind of a theme to this. It's Lonely Generation.
Yes.
Listen to some of these titles. Cracked, Stuck, Everyone Cries, Scared to Be Alone. There's a lot of...
Heavy stuff in there.
For a band that, and a lot of these songs that you've got are generally like the melodies and the chords are upbeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the message on it is a little different.
Well, we talk about a lot of different things. I mean, even just the titles you just listed talk about a variety of, different themes. And, for us, the main theme of this album was to really just be honest about all of life, and that means the really good, exciting stuff that makes you feel alive, and then also the things that are really hard that bring you down in such a painful way that maybe you didn't even know you could feel, or the things in between that are hard to talk about because it's weird, like Scared to Be Alone, for example, really came after I had realized, after I started going to therapy, oh my gosh, I'm terrified to be by myself. I'm surrounded by people all the time, so I didn't realize until I had a little time off, and I was like, oh my gosh, what, I'm alone with my thoughts, and I don't, sometimes I don't.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
I'm not having that much fun with it, and that's a very light way of putting it, but it is such a real emotion for me, and I think a lot of other people relate to that. And I've already heard a lot of stories of like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite song on the album because that's how I feel.
Totally. 21 Pilots has a line in car radio that says sometimes quiet is violent.
Yeah.
When it's quiet and you're alone, that's when you can start thinking hard on yourself.
Totally, yeah. And you're your worst critic, which, sounds kind of cheesy because everyone says that, but that is true at that point, and it can get very loud when you're by yourself. And it's easy to just be like, okay, I'm going to just turn on a TV show and binge watch so that I can avoid this, but that's not really a healthy way of dealing with it,
Sure.
So finding coping mechanisms is really helpful, whether it's journaling or going on a walk simply, it kind of helps. So all that to say, there are so many different themes on this album that are very, very personal. And that was the goal, so that, anyone who hears it, whether they've been a fan of us for 7 years since the first album or they're brand new to us as of yesterday, we want people to kind of just see themselves in the music and, feel a little less alone no matter what it is that they might be going through. But there's a lot of talk of isolation. I mean, it is called Lonely Generation, the album.
That starts off with that. That's the first song, isn't it?
Yes,
As well.
yep. So we're talking a lot about, isolation, whether it's more literal, like you're actually by yourself, or being in a crowded room like Lonely Generation and kind of just feeling more disconnected than ever, even though we're supposed to be so connected and all these amazing things come from social media. But it actually is kind of creating this loneliness in all of us. So
Totally.
there's a lot of different things we talk about, but there's also lots of like love songs that are like super
Yeah, it's not all dark and
sweet.
depressing.
Yes, no. There are just some songs that get honest about the darker stuff, which I think, you know, in order to experience the highs of life, you need to kind of know what
But it's
the other stuff
interesting that
means.
you make these melodies and chords like they're positive, they're upbeat. It's kind of like Pumped Up Kicks, Foster the People.
Yeah.
It's like this upbeat, happy song, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute.
Wait,
hold
what
on.
what am I singing along?
Yeah, that's something intentional from us. You know, I think, you know, and all of our emotions that we're going through in life, there's a lot of tension that we're dealing with internally. And when you're creating like something that's sonically so bright and positive, and you're using certain tones that are, I don't know, kind of emit like this joy, but you're dealing with subjects that are more difficult and not necessarily depressing, but just harder, you know? It creates this cool tension in the mind when you're singing along and you're really excited about it, but also like you're kind of taking in the concept, and I think it adds a certain depth.
Like it's okay to feel this way.
Yeah,
Kind of
like
makes you-
forces psychologically into your like subconscious to like deal with
Well, and it
the hard
helps-
things.
It helps ring out the hope in it too, because every song, you know, like Everyone Cries, or you know, these songs that are talking about harder things, there's this hope underlying in it, and it's, you know, helpful to have music that feels hopeful and exciting and fun, to be, you know, paired with something that might be a little darker, because there's the hope at the end of the day. And, you know, it's good to be honest about it, but also have the perspective of, oh yeah, this can and it will get better, instead of just, this sucks and this is it forever. you know?
Right, which having those darker chords it could make you stay in there. Where
Right,
this
right.
is like,
Then there's obviously songs where there are still like minor chords and stuff like that, of course. But we like to just play with it a little bit and give ourselves room to try things that might be unexpected.
so you're growing, but at the same time, with these chords and melodies, you're staying true to what Echosmith has been since the beginning. Since
100%.
I mean, it works so damn well with Cool Kids. You guys, you're still eating good on that song, right?
I bought my $3 coffee. I didn't get a
Amen.
$5 coffee. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. I love it, man. I'm so proud of
We're
you guys. And
grateful.
again, I don't mean that condescending. It's
That's
it's
such
special
a sweet thing to say.
to know hearing you guys talk. And you're so smart for this point of where you are in your life. It's amazing. Well,
Actually kind of
I
except for
love it.
Noah. Noah.
big.
But Noah, you're so cool, dude. You don't have to be
at
smart.
least I'm at least cool. You know,
you are cool.
I may be a ding
You are
dong.
a diamond in a sea of pearls.
know.
That's
Oh,
right. Yes.
Diamond in a sea of squirrels.
And on that note,
Pearls.
finish this sentence for me.
Ooh.
They think he's cool, but really, if they only knew that.
They only knew that Noah
I know what it
wakes up very
Very happy.
excited and
Oh.
happy. He's
What
one of
a
those people
weenie.
who, like, at 4 a.m. lobby call, he'll be like, guys, how did you sleep? Oh my gosh, what are we doing today? We should go get Korean food later and all this
That's
stuff. And I'm
annoying.
like,
Yeah, what a jerk.
I mean, it's a sweet,
Yeah.
bad quality. You know, it's like not really a bad quality, but to us grumpy people in the morning, we're like, oh my gosh.
It's not that weird.
It's a cute quality, honestly.
I would say the strangest thing. It's not that strange, but I like to eat hot
Boba?
Cheetos with chopsticks,
Oh.
so I don't
Yeah.
get it on my fingers. You know.
Wow,
So I'll
okay.
just sit in bed and have my chopsticks and just
Is that because you don't want to get
yeah, I
your
don't want
hands
Cheeto
dirty?
dust on my fingers. You know, and with the coronavirus, like you don't want to be licking your fingers. You know.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it's a good move. You should try it. I love eating things with
I'll
chopsticks.
have to try that later.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
We
Yeah.
should eat that tonight
Yeah, I
before
should
the
do
show.
those.
I want to try that.
To learn how to.
Oh, the learning chopsticks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Graham's working
Graham's
on his
not great at
chopstick
it.
skills. It's
Yeah.
okay.
That's
He's
fun.
getting
there.
there.
Well, I'll let you guys go do soundtrack. Please come by more
Okay.
often.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Go play.
Deal.
Go play.